my siblings and I, we come from two different tribes in Kenya. Our mother is from the Bantu, from the Taita tribe, which we relate to the most because we were raised by our mom, our aunties, and our grandparents. And then our father, who wasn't in the picture, is from the Nandi, the Kalenjin tribe. So through conversations, my brother and I were trying to understand a little bit about this part of our bloodline, which we very much are aware that it is part of our bloodline, but we have very little memory or connection with it. So we tried to understand a little bit. And that's when I stumbled upon Evans Pritchard's collection when he was looking at the Nandi-speaking people in Kenya. The collection of Evans Pritchard was donated to Pitt Rivers Museum in Oxford in 1998. And so I was particularly drawn to his work of the Luo land, who are Nandi people. And he documented the Luo people in 1936, and he spent 4 weeks with the community, but in total, he spent 6 weeks in Kenya. I haven't made a lot of photographs like Evans Pritchard, over 307 photographs, but I've made quite a lot, over 100 images. I tried to take the images to look slightly similar. I wasn't copying because I'm using the same methods and mechanism that Evans Pritchard used. He was using a Rolleiflex where he was looking down, and I'm also using a Bronica where I'm looking down. So I'm not copying, but I'm trying to reflect and trying to understand how he was as a man who was in Luo land, and myself, who I'm not in Luo land, but I'm here. My work particularly focuses on rural areas. So even when I'm looking at Evans Pritchard's collection, I was drawn to it because it focused on different rural areas in Nyanza province. So not in Kisumu, which is the main city in Nyanza province. It was focusing on different rural areas. And so why I'm drawn to that is because time completely hasn't changed. You will find that there's I say this in the most not in a really negative way, but this is the truth. You'll find that in some areas where the white man is still considered of power, and the black man is still, the African or the Kenyan is still considered of lower power. And so when I started responding to his collection, questions around power, around authority, around representation of culture, and also around human perception and imagination, but also there's a lot of questions that came when I was looking at this work, but also around acculturation and assimilation, and also colonial legacies was what was guiding sphere of a nation.